Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Lucid. Lucid Motors sold just 6,001 car in 2023. The Lucid Motor Company built over 8,428 vehicles in 2023. So essentially, Lucid has struggled in some areas to generate demand for its luxury vehicles. Now, I got this article from TechCrunch and let's go through it. It says here the Saudi-backed company limped to the finish line of 2023, building just 2,391 cars and delivered 1,734 in the fourth quarter. That's down 31% and 10% respectively from the fourth quarter of 2022. That's despite the fact that Lucid launched the cheapest version of its car, dubbed the Lucid Air Pure, in October, and immediately cut the price of all-wheel drive trim to $74,900. Lucid also said that in late 2023 that it has shipped 800 cars to Saudi Arabia to be assembled at a new factory in the kingdom. The company declined to say if those vehicles were counted in the figures released on Tuesday. The disappointing sale figures capped a tough year for Lucid. The company laid off nearly 20% of its workforce, around 1,300 people, reduced its production target multiple times, and lost its chief financial officer. Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson said on a multiple occasion that its startup was struggling to find buyers. Too few people are aware of not just the car, but even the company, he said way back in February. Lucid path to more success in 2024 likely to rest on the Air Pure model, but that could be complicated by the recent choppiness of EV sales. Any further price cut from Teslas or other players in the EV space, and the fact that sedans are falling out of the style in the US, the company's forthcoming electric SUV won't ship until the least end of this year. And while Saudi Arabia has pledged to buy up to 100,000 of the EV startup vehicles for the next 10 years, the factory Lucid currently operates there only has a minimum capacity of assembling just 5,000 vehicles per year, until it gets expanded to a full production facility in later this decade. So that's quite interesting. 6,000 vehicles in 2023. Is that enough for a company like Lucid? They're only offering one vehicle, but that one vehicle also happens to be a rather expensive vehicle. So it is not easy for a company like this to just sell as many vehicles as possible, especially when Tesla is making those price cuts, aggressive price cuts. You might notice that the automaker industry, it don't typically do this. These price cuts are something very new to the EV space, and they're definitely affecting the depreciation price of these vehicles. As an EV manufacturer, Lucid vehicles probably depreciate the least because they're selling the least amount of vehicles, so they're substantially rare on the road. But if you look at Polestar, Tesla, Rivians, they're depreciating quite a lot. And it's quite a surprise because some years ago, Teslas were not depreciating at this rapid pace. And right now, the company Tesla doesn't even care if these vehicles depreciate because all they care about is getting these vehicles on the road. It doesn't matter, just get them on the road. Because down the line, we're going to sell them self-driving software. We're going to sell them so many additional software and subscriptions that we're going to make a lot of money from these vehicles down the road. So just get them sold, as many as possible. And that's the Tesla philosophy right now. Tesla vehicles are computers on wheels, so they're utilizing that software and they're going to make as much money as possible with the software, less with the sales. And that's why companies like Tesla can afford to make these aggressive price cuts because they know they're going to make their money back in 10, 20 years. Companies like Polestar, Lucid, Rivian, they're not really thinking like that at the moment. They should. But Tesla has a huge amount of money surplus. They're not short on cash, and they haven't been short on cash for a very long time. And I think one of the reasons why money was constantly being thrown into Tesla was because it was clear that after a time, when they started releasing the Model 3, the Model Y, it was very clear that the Model 3 had aggressive order books. The demand for these vehicles were insane. At that point, Tesla was getting so many investments, they didn't have to sell to Apple anymore because they considered selling the company to Apple. They didn't have to sell to Apple anymore because they they've proven that there is true demand for electric vehicles, especially if you build a vehicle that's affordable. And I know the Model 3, the Model Y are not the most affordable vehicles, but they're substantially more affordable than the Lucid Air, the Tesla Model X and S. They are more affordable. And right now you can get pre-owned Teslas, pre-owned Polestars in the range of 28,000. There was a time when that was unimaginable, even for a pre-owned Tesla. with good mileage and just good condition. So what Lucid has going on is the purpose-built advanced manufacturing plant expands as the company prepares for the Gravity and future models, future vehicles. I recently made a video that Lucid is working on a Tesla Model 3/Model Y competitor. They are working on more vehicles. They're working on building up more factories, more infrastructure, or at least expanding their current factory. Because they do have factories. I believe they have two factories, one in Arizona, one in Saudi Arabia. But these factories, they can only produce so much. They're limited to what they can produce. I'm confused why more companies do not do the Tesla strategy when it comes to building factories. Why aren't these companies building these factories into gigafactories? Just one huge factory that you can split up into different areas. And your capacity is not limited to the space because you'll have the space. You know, these factories that are all, everything is situated on a different part of the campus. You got the body shop on that side, paint shop on this side. Tesla has restructured that, and I think it works really well for Tesla. So I'm really confused why other companies are not doing the same thing, because it's clear that it works. But nevertheless, Lucid expanded its US manufacturing facility, Lucid AMP1, Advanced Manufacturing Plant 1, by approximately 3 million square feet, now totaling more than 3.85 million square feet. This expansion comes ahead of the production of the company's new electric SUV, the Lucid Gravity, of course. The expanded AMP1 facility and vertical integration of key manufacturing processes will enable Lucid to further improve its quality process, provide manufacturing flexibility, and improve efficiency. So they want to build more factories. They want to build more vehicles. In fact, they are working on those competitors to the Model Y and Model 3, but they're not there yet. I tell you, in 5 years, those vehicles will be fully released. The Lucid competitor to the Tesla Model 3, you know, it could be even less. But in 5 years, those vehicles will not just be released, but they'll be being sold. But it's really beyond 5 years that this company will be starting to look like it could be profitable. We've got to think beyond just 5 years. When they have a variety of vehicles on the market with variety of different price range, and by the looks of it, it will take Lucid 4 or 5 years. And then you can look ahead and say, okay, 7, 8 years, then they could be profitable. So it's a decade's plan. It's a long plan, and I'm not sure everyone is ready for that. People who are bullish on Lucid, people who want to invest in Lucid, I'm not sure if they're ready to be a part of the long game. It's a long play. It's a long-term investment. You know, Tesla went through this. Tesla went through this by building these type of factories with everything in different areas, and they realized we could do this more efficiently. Tesla's made all the mistakes these new EV companies are making. When I say new EV companies, I mean Lucid, Rivian, and Polestar. They're probably just learning some of these mistakes that Tesla has made, but Tesla has not shied away from it. They've made it public that they've made mistakes and they've corrected it. Why not learn from Tesla's mistake? Why not learn from Tesla's mistake? But I think there's something we're forgetting. Lucid has an abundance of investment from the Saudi investment fund. So I'm not sure if they're in a rush. I'm not sure if they're even worried. Essentially, the Saudi government owns this company. They can write a blank check whenever they want. It's not like Lucid is on the verge of bankruptcy anytime soon. Lucid is the one company where it doesn't have to worry about investing funds. It doesn't have to worry about funds. Companies like Rivian and Polestar, they've got to be a little bit more concerned with how they utilize their fund. And perhaps that's why they're doing better, because they know they've got limited time. Lucid, it's got all the money in the world, they've got all the time in the world, so they're moving operations very slow. And they're doing things in a very lucid way. They don't want it to change. So it's going to be interesting to see how that strategy works out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.